Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3, brought to you as always by MEOR DC. I'm taking a deep breath because I have a lot to cover today. You know, there's a local radio station whose slogan is, "Give us 3 minutes and we'll give you the world." Give me 3 minutes or so this morning and I'll give you the moral history of mankind and of our own selves. Okay, it's a lot to do, but I have help from the tzitzis, the incredible fringes on the four corners of my garment. That's a biblical commandment that comes from, what do you know, this week's Torah portion, the portion called Shelach, the fourth portion of the book of Bamidbar. We'll get to the main part of the portion later, but the very end is the commandment of tzitzis. What does it say about tzitzis? It says we're supposed to look at them and see it and remember all the commandments of Hashem and perform them and not go spying. Lo sasuru acharei levavchem ve'acharei einechem. Don't go spying after your heart and after your eyes, which you stray after them, so that you may remember and perform all my commandments and be holy to your God. I am Hashem, your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt to be a God to you. That's the purpose of tzitzis. See them, remember the commandments, and not go spying after your eyes and your heart, which you stray after. If I left it at that, goodbye, have a great Shabbos, you get the idea here that very much, not all of our lives possibly, not all of human history possibly, but a good chunk of it is the struggle, the war, the tension between what the eye sees, what the heart desires, and what God has said to do or not do. And if you're not sure you believe there's a God who gave the commandments, and I understand that, people are at different levels in their faith, whatever, but you may acknowledge that you have something called conscience, a sense of what's right or wrong that you know because your parents told you, because you learned, or because you came to on your own. But in any case, the same war rages in your life. What your eye sees, what your heart desires, what your conscience knows is right or wrong. It's not easy, this struggle to be in the middle of it, right? The commandment of tzitzis is a precious commandment given to the Jewish people to remind us, especially when we are weak in the welter of life with challenges, with a beautiful world, with beautiful things that I want to grab and touch and do. But wait. You can't live your life by what your eye sees and what your heart desires, or rather, they can't be the ones directing your moral compass. They have a moral compass of their own that's not moral, right? I'm outside my backyard. Let's say I was walking around in a bush. I see beautiful red berries. Oh, they're beautiful to look at. That must mean they're delicious. I'm going to grab them and take them and eat them. That could be the end of Rabbi E, because what looks beautiful is not necessarily healthy for you, right? Many times in our lives, we have a desire. I see something, an opportunity. I want it. I want that. But wait, there's another voice we're supposed to be listened to from an unseen source, the voice of conscience, the voice of God's commandments. Am I going to give in to the desires of my heart or what looks good? Well, if we do, that could be very deadly, literally or emotionally or spiritually or psychologically. That's the tension at the heart of life in many, many ways. Adam and Eve in the garden, the beautiful garden. It's a deep story. We had to go into it. Not now. But the tree, God commanded them to eat from all the trees, but one tree not to eat from. And then the Torah says Eve looked at the tree. It was beautiful. And it was desirable for wisdom. It was all of the senses, and even the inner sense said, it's good. But the voice from God said, no, it's not good for you. She chose incorrectly. We choose incorrectly often. I'm going over my 3 minutes to get this point across. We can't stray after our eyes and our hearts. It's dangerous. It's a beautiful world. God gave us a beautiful world to enjoy, to choose properly and elevate those things, but not to follow your eyes and your heart against what's right and what's wrong, against the commandments of God. Tzitzis was a commandment given to strengthen us in this struggle. And it has to do, actually, our eyes and our hearts spy out things. This whole Torah portion of Shelach is about spies sent to the land of Israel by the Jewish people. God signed off on it, but it was the people's idea. 10 of the 12 spies came back, and they saw things, and they reported negatively on what they saw, and it disheartened the Jewish people. And the connection is, we don't have time now, but the connection is that the desires of those 10 of the 12 men, 2 of the men, Caleb and Yoshua, said, it's okay, it's a beautiful land, God will lead us into it. But the other 10 said, we can't take it over, it's too hard, the people are too big there. Their heart and their eyes swayed their judgment or their knowledge of what God had said. That's our challenge. It was worth an extra 2 minutes. Don't follow your eyes and your heart. Enjoy the sight of your eyes. Purify the desires of your heart, but follow the commandments of Hashem for a good, healthy, happy life in this world and the next. Whew. You gave me 5 minutes. I gave you a lot. Have a great Shabbos. Okay.